Hello and welcome back to Gabbler Cooks, and today we're going to do a request. It's been requested by Andy Campbell. He wants us to do a chicken Jalfrezi. So again, we're going to have to make up a bit of a paste here for this because you wanted me to show you how to do the sauces. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to put 2 teaspoons of cumin seeds, 1 of mustard seed, 1 of fenugreek, and 1 of coriander seeds, and we're going to toast them in the pan. We're going to get them actually roasted. You wait for the seeds to split, and then we're going to use a pestle and mortar to actually grind them down. Then in the food processor, we're then going to add 1 teaspoon of turmeric, 2 cloves of garlic, 1 chilli, green chilli, a thumb of ginger, a teaspoon of salt. We're going to have 2 tablespoons of tomato puree, 2 tablespoons of ground nut oil, and we're also going to add into that some small bunch of coriander. So I'm going to start preparing that and getting that ready, and then we'll show you how to whiz that up in the food processor and go from there. So we'll see you in a couple of minutes. Welcome back. We're just going to do these seeds. Just going to put the pan onto medium heat at the moment. We're going to put in now 2 teaspoons of cumin seeds. That's 1, 2 of cumin. You're going to have 1 teaspoon of mustard seeds, all into a dry pan. There's no oil in this part. 1 of mustard. And you're going to have 1 of the coriander seeds. Okay, put that in. Now what we would have liked to have done is put 1 teaspoon of fenugreek in there as well. Now we couldn't get the seeds, so this time we got the powder. So we're not going to be able to roast this, but we will add it in when we do the pestle and mortar just to get it all mixed up. So we're just going to brown that off now and roast that a bit. Let's get that up to temperature. Just turn it down a little bit, we'll get some heat into that pan. And what you're going to try and do is just keep that going until the seeds start to split, and you'll start to get the aroma of the seeds coming out. So again, as you see there, look, there's a dry pan, there's no oil in there. So just leave that to heat up. It'll take a little while. I'm just starting to get a slight hint now of the smell. It's starting to come through now. So just keep them moving in the pan. It'll take a little while for that pan to heat up. Okay, now you'll notice in the pan now, you'll just start to see them popping, and that's them splitting. So just keep them moving. I don't know if the cameraman can just zoom into that. Can you zoom in, Ollie? Yeah, you see they're starting to pop. See them starting to pop? Right, a nice bit of heat in there, toasting them off, roasting them. You start to see the seeds just starting to pop and break open. And you can actually get a lovely smell coming out now, the cumin and the mustard. You don't want to burn these, you just want really just to get them split open as they are now. Here it starts, you know, it's a little bit like Rice Krispies now, you just hear them popping about a bit. So just start, oh, last one. I think that will nearly do it. Okay, I think that's going to do it, so I'll take them off the pan. I'm just going to put them into my pestle and mortar, leave that to cool down. And they're actually still cracking now. Hopefully Oliver's got onto the pestle and mortar here, so I'm just going to break them down, and you'll hear them popping as you're crushing it down there. Give it a bit of a beat, grind them in, and you'll still get that cracking effect as you're grinding. And the smell now is absolutely fantastic. Just grind that in. You want it quite smooth. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to add in that teaspoon of fenugreek. You can get the seeds and it's so much better. If not, then just going to have to do without. Just do it with a powder, so it's already ground. Okay, put that in. Just grind that in. Mix it all up. Right, what I'm going to do now, oh, fantastic smell. What I'm going to do now, I'm just going to decant that and get everything going in the processor in a second, so we'll be right back. Okay, we're now at the food processor stage, so we're just going to put the ingredients in. Chopped up that thumb-sized ginger using my new Wusthof knife. Got a plug there. We're going to put the two garlic and the thumb size of ginger into the processor. Knock that out, get that in. Like so. Okay. We're going to put our concoction of all our seeds into there. Put that in. Okay, now you're going to need a teaspoon of turmeric. Put that in. Put some salt in there. Probably looking at about half a teaspoon of salt. Sea salt preferably, but I'm just going to grind some of that in. We're now going to put 2 tablespoons of grain nut oil. Just 2 tablespoons. Put that in. Now you're going to have 2 tablespoons of tomato puree. If you do that after the oil, it'll just slide off the measuring spoon, so it's quite a good idea to do the oil first. Just a bit of a top tip. Put those 2 in. Finish that. And then what we're going to put in then is the chopped green chilli. I've left a few seeds in there because with Jalfrezi you really want a little bit of a heat, but not put too many in because again the boys don't like it too hot. So put that in. Put the lid on, get that going. Give that a blast. Try not to chop your fingers off. See there, it's starting to come into a nice bell. I'm going to get a teaspoon. It's just going to help mix that in a little bit. Need to get a new processor really, so a little bit more butch. So cut into this. Okay, we'll use that paste. Now that smells, and as you can see that on the camera hopefully, starting to build that paste up. And what I'm going to do now, I'll do it off camera because it's going to take a bit of time. I'm going to put that small bunch of coriander and get that mixed into that and get that chopped up. So I'll do that first and then we'll come back to the main cooking in a second. Okay, so we're just going to do a quick pause. Okay, welcome back. If our cameraman can just zoom out so you can see what we're doing. What we're going to do now, we've got the paste already made up. For the main meal we're going to use chicken breast. I've done about 400 grams of chicken breast. We're going to have 2 sweet red peppers. We're going to have some British oyster mushrooms. We're going to need 200 grams of natural yogurt. 1 lemon, the juice of 1 lemon. 400 grams of chopped tomato. And we have 4 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar. So I'm going to quickly prep all these up and then we'll get that onto the cooking and see you then. Welcome back to Gavel Cooks. Now obviously we're making good use of a glass of wine in this bread. Up yours. Okay, all I've done is I've put some ground nut oil in a pan. Just probably a couple of tablespoons. I've also put a knob of butter in there. And the only thing you've missed really is I've just been browning off the chicken and the onion. So making sure that chicken's thoroughly cooked, as we've said before. Not any of my subscribers actually poison themselves. So we've got that going. Now that's all cooked. So now I'm going to add this paste and put that in. As Tom Kerrig would say, it's amazing or lush. So put all that in. Okay. Also going to leave the dishes for Karen to wash up. So I'm just going to turn that in now, get that going, get that paste really mixed in with that chicken. Now I'm just going to ask the cameraman to zoom in on that. Turn the heat down a bit. You see the colour of that? Can you see that? Got that, Ollie? Yeah? Say yeah? Got that? Good. Oh, he's got a thumbs up. He don't want to speak. Now this smell of that is really good. So he's going to zoom out again now. Fold that in. Cook that in there a bit. So now what I'm going to add is 4 tablespoons. Excuse me a minute. Can't get the star. 4 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar. Turn the heat down a bit now. And now we're going to pour in 400 grams of chopped tomatoes. And with Jalfrezi, that really is the main sauce, to be honest. It's a very tomato based sort of curry, as a lot of Indian curries are. I'm sure there's going to be viewers who are going to come back and say, no, actually I've got that wrong, and so be it. Put those in. I'm going to add the oyster mushrooms and the peppers. I actually only put in, because it was quite a big sweet pepper, I only put like 1.5 of those in because you don't want too many in there. And the oyster mushrooms, put those in. See, they're roughly chopped. Fold them in. It's looking pretty good. Again, if the cameraman can just zoom in on that. You see that? Yeah, got a good shot of that, Oliver?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, so it's looking pretty good. Now what I'm going to do is let that simmer, and I'll keep putting little bits of water in. I like to keep my curries quite wet. I don't like them drying out, so you want to keep a close eye on that. Probably put a lid on that now, because we're going to leave that. Well, we've got Andy Murray playing the tennis, so we've probably got another half hour to go. So I'm going to put the lid on and leave that. Keep an eye on it, like we say. And then at the end, near the end of cooking, we're then going to put, let's just check, there's 200 grams of natural yogurt in there to cream it up a little bit. And we're just going to serve that with basmati rice. So what we'll do is we'll come back in a little while just to show you how it's all going, and then that'll be this meal nearly done. So thank you very much. Back to Gablar Cooks. Right after we've now had another glass of wine, and Murray, I don't know, he's struggling at the moment. He's 2 up, but I don't know, he's moaning about a bit of a shoulder injury. Another glass of wine here. Very good, always makes the food taste better. Right, give that a little bit of a taste. Quite sweet, which a Jalfrezi is. Taste of coriander, you can taste the chilli, a bit of a pepper hit there. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to put a bit more salt, keep the seasoning. Not really, Jalfrezi is not really a hot dish. You can heat it up, like I've said before. If you keep the seeds of the green chilli in, you can actually get a bit of a bite to it. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put a little bit of a squeezed lemon in. I've rolled that on the table. I'm going to keep my hands now just to catch any pips coming through. So I'm just going to squeeze that through my hands, let that go through. That'll just give it a bit of a zest. Let that go through. As you see there, I've actually caught the pips. Let that go through. What I've done there is I've just put half the lemon in at the moment. Actually, really, it's all down by taste. You don't really want to put the whole lemon in and then think, oh, I don't quite like that. So stir that in. I'm going to turn the heat right down. The other thing you'll notice, so the cameraman can quickly zoom in. Yeah, got that zoomed in, Oliver? Here you'll see there we've actually got some peas in there as well. Extra 1 of your 5 a day. Then we're going to put in this natural yogurt to cream it up a little bit. Now it's 200 grams and that's a 500 grams, so just judge it. I'd say that's probably enough for us. Just going to fold that in. So make sure the heat's down now. Just really want it simmering now. And that is near enough it. I mean, again, if the cameraman can just zoom in on that, just creams that up a bit. Zoom in on that. I'm going to get a teaspoon. Again, can you see that? Yeah. Just going to give that a quick taste. Just get that little bit of hit of lemon. We better not double dip. And I think that's ready to go. So Jack and Ollie like that with a bit of peeler rice. We'll have it with a basmati rice. There's nothing fancy about the plating up with this one. So not like the Thai green curry. So we're just going to put a circle of your peeler rice and just put that in the middle. So all I'm going to say now is thank you very much for Gablar Cooks. Hope you enjoy our cooking. I hope Oliver's got this zoomed in on me now rather than on the food. I know he hasn't. But I'll say that again. Thank you very much, Gablar Cooks. So hope you enjoyed our meals. Please put any comments in, let me know, subscribe, and just keep that going. We want to go viral. So thank you very much.